The banks represented at this roundtable operate in fossil fuel producing countries. How do you approach sustainability and sustainable finance in this environment?
I think it's very important to take a step back and think about the countries who are even as part of the fossil fuel economies, that they have many of those countries has committed to net zero or are strongly working towards net zero. So net zero is extremely important for the environmental part for the future. The climate change is real. That is something that requires focus from everyone. I think that a lot of the banks and organizations in these countries are actively working on how we can decarbonize the economies in order to be aligned with the future requirements of net zero or decarbonization. And there, sustainable financing is extremely important. Sustainable financing is going to help transition towards a decarbonization. This might be businesses who require support. It might be businesses who are considering to adjust their business model for the future, who wants to transition into a organization that has more focus on environment than they have had historically. And that's where sustainable financing plays an extremely strong role. Coming from First Abu Dhabi Bank in UAE, UAE was one of the early countries in GCC to commit to net zero. In line with that, we, as one of the largest bank in the region, has also committed to net zero. For us, it is extremely important that we can support our customers into this transitioning and how they can address the challenges that lies ahead of us in order to reach the ambitious targets that we all have in front of us. At FEB, we have over the past 5 years facilitated more than 40 billion US dollars of sustainable projects. And we have set a target for ourselves that by 2030, we want to facilitate additional 75 billion US dollars of sustainable projects. So we are committed to support in this transition. If you look at the companies who are specifically working in the hydrocarbons, they are also part of a solution for the long term. We cannot today just turn off the oil and gas sector. These are important as part of this transition. And that is why it's important for the different parts, whether it's banks and other companies, to find these solutions. These companies will need to support in the transitioning from oil to gas to the future fuels we are going to have in the next 10, 15, 20 years. So we believe it is extremely important to have a dialogue, engage with these companies to find these future solutions.